Hi, everyone.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
It's Il Talk Glam.
Well, thank you for tuning in to our new cruiser series. A little bit about us. We have almost 80 cruises under our belt as of this 2024 videotaping. And
hmm
it's information that we're going to bring you today, I would say, will be relevant for 2024 and maybe 2025 cruises.
This is the one that you really want to watch. You want to follow this whole entire program. We are veterans. We cruise a lot. We know what we're talking about, and we own a travel franchise.
All right, and please stay tuned for more first time cruiser videos as we're going to be bringing you more and more information here. The biggest compliment that you give us is please, first of all, subscribe, comment, like, and share this with your family or friends that you're traveling with.
And if you feel like you're ready to get that itch to travel, make sure you give us a call 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com.
All right, so let's jump into it. Today's video is the top 10 things I wish I knew before my first cruise. Now, like I said, we've been on nearly 80 cruises on many
Yeah.
different cruise lines. So we compiled a list of things that we felt that were important over the course of this time that we think that you should know.
Yes, we unpacked and packed about 80 times in road trips. So we know what we're talking about.
All right, so number one is do not overpack.
Please do not overpack. You don't want to do that because, first of all, it's very costly. Second of all, you have the first day blues like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, so overpacking space in the cruise ship cabins is very limited. So even with two people, sometimes it can get a little crowded. But if you turn around and you're bringing the kids or whatever with you, you have three and sometimes four people in the cabin, can get very congested on here. Believe me, you're not going to need all those clothes. What you really need, you need, depending on what type of cruise you're doing, right? If you're doing a Caribbean or something, you want to go swimming, you want to bring your swimsuits with you, you want to have some t-shirts, different things that you can change into,
Yes.
a few different shorts, and it just, you don't bring your whole wardrobe with you. You need to dress for the climate that you're going to. So if you're going to Alaska cruise, you're definitely going to be packing more things because you need to do layers as compared to a Caribbean cruise.
Yes, my ladies want to make sure you bring layers. If you come into the Caribbean, you want to make sure you bring more swimming suits than clothes.
And the formal nights are completely up to you. But when we're with our groups, we usually bring very elegant. We'll bring a tuxedo, suit jacket kind of thing, and a lot of people do that. But you can just wear something nice as well if you want to bring a light outfit with you to bring, so you don't have to weigh your suitcase down. So just keep that in mind.
You don't have to wear an after five dress. You can wear a sundress.
Number two, and we really strongly suggest this one, is to arrive at your port a day early, especially if you're coming on an airplane or somewhere far from the port. I can't tell you how many times we've had clients miss ships because they try to fly in on the day of. Literally anything can happen. It could be weather, it could be technical issues with the plane, you might be running late, there might be some traffic on the way to the airport, you didn't leave yourself enough time to get to the airport. Literally anything that can happen that will delay that flight and delay you getting on that cruise.
You don't want to be a pier runner.
Yeah.
And our veterans know what a pier runner is. You don't want to be that. We've seen people crying on the pier
Yeah.
watching the ship take off, and there's nothing they can do.
So, and I know this is a little bit more money because you have to get a hotel and things like that. But here's the thing: you will add to the enjoyment of your vacation so much more, having the peace of mind knowing A, you're already at the port safely, so you're
Yeah.
pretty much guaranteed to get on the ship, and B, you can get a good night's sleep, wake up, and just
Go.
gracefully go to the cruise ship and not have all that travel stress on you.
How many people know? Shout out to the people who know your vacation start before the vacation.
That's right. Make the most of it.
Mhm.
Number three is make sure that you pay all those added costs up front. So if you're new to cruising, let me explain a little bit. So you have your cruise fare, your port tax fees. Those are things that you paid to book your cruise. Now, on top of that, there are other things like gratuities on most cruise lines. Now, there are a couple exceptions. Virgin Voyages is one of those where the gratuities are included in the fare already.
Yes.
But most of the cruise lines do not include the gratuity in the price of your cruise, so it's going to be an added cost for you. And typically for a 7-day cruise, $110 to $130 per person is what it's going to be.
Yep.
Well, you can pay those ahead of time if you'd like to. Other things, if you know you're going to want a beverage package, You can usually get a discount on that if you get it ahead of time before you get on the cruise. They usually have a 15, 20, 30% discount on the beverage package, which those do get very pricey. So if
Yes,
you
they do.
do know that you want a beverage package, then you want to go ahead and do that ahead of time and pay for it. Here's the thing: whatever you want to do, if it's excursions, if it's drink packages, the gratuities, anything that you're going to spend additional money on besides the cruise, highly recommend to pay those things ahead of time
Yes.
so that you can get on the cruise as stress free as possible and not get an unexpected big bill at the end of your cruise.
Because at the end of the cruise, they will call your name over the speaker, and it's very embarrassing.
Well, if you don't have enough on your credit card.
That's right.
So, number 4 is research your ports ahead of time. So there's plenty of videos on things out there. So no matter where you're going, whatever type of cruise, it's the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, Alaska, wherever you're going, just do some research on the ports that you're going to and see what looks interesting to you.
Everybody don't like to hike. Everybody don't like to swim. Everybody don't like to scuba dive. Everybody don't like to snorkel. So make sure you do your research before you get on board. That'll make your life so much easier and your vacation so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get to do the things that you want to do. So if you you like certain things, then you'll be able to book those ahead of time.
That's right. Next one.
Number 5, know when your check-in day is and when to reserve shows if necessary.
Oh yes, it's thousands of people on the ship.
So every cruise line has their own check-in date. Sometimes it's 30, 60, 90 days before the cruise, where you actually go in and check in, put in your information like your passport, whether you're using a birth certificate, you put your credit card information in there if you're going to have an onboard account, all that kind of stuff. You do that check-in. It also gives you the opportunity at that time to select the time that you're going to get on board the ship. So the sooner you check in, the better chance of getting the time you want to get on the ship you will have.
It seems like as soon as you do the check-in time, it feels like you already started your vacation. Like it's usually like a week before or a couple of days before. That's when it's go time.
So if you want to be one of the first people on the ship, you want to make sure that you know exactly when that check-in date is so you can get on and grab that spot. And also shows on like the Oasis class ships, those shows need to be reserved ahead of time. And that check-in date is different from your check-in date for the ship. So sometimes it's 60 days, 30 days before the show, and you have to keep checking in your cruise planner to make sure when those shows open up. So like when we went on the Icon, it was a new ship, so those shows literally didn't open up until like 2 weeks before we sailed.
And as soon as they open up, boom, they were gone.
Exactly.
You have to jump on it as soon as it opens. So make sure you keep your eye out on it.
All right, number 6, know how you're getting to the port. Right, so whether you're driving, you want to know where you're going to park at, whether you're going to use the port parking, whether you're going to use a third-party parking vendor, whether you're going to Uber or whether you're going to taxi, however you're going to get there. You want to make sure that you have that ready to go when you get there, and how much it costs, because sometimes there'll be shady people out there that might charge you a little bit more than what you're supposed to be charged.
Or transportation could be an arm and leg. I know some people Uber from a hotel instead of the airport because it's a lot cheaper.
All right, number 7, make sure that you bring some cash with you. And let me explain why. And bring different denominations, right? Bring singles, 5s, 10s, 20s. Because the ATMs are expensive on the ships. It's usually a $6 or $7 transaction fee. And then you don't necessarily want to use the ATMs in a port if you don't have to.
They charge extra for that.
Yeah, they charge extra for it, and it may not necessarily be the safest thing in a foreign country.
Because you are not at home, you're in a foreign country, so you have to treat it as so.
So just know what you want to bring money for. So you may want to bring some cash on the ports to do some shopping. Maybe bring a couple $100 per port just to have with you. We usually take a little bit of cash with us on a credit card just in case we want to do some shopping. But you want to be able to have the money on you for additional gratuities, right? If you give it to the baggage people at the airport or at the cruise port, if you want to tip your wait staff a little bit more on board the ship, whatever it is, or if you just want to do a little bit of shopping, you want to make sure that you already have some cash on hand.
Some 1s, some 5s, if you're a big tipper, 20s.
Absolutely.
Big money.
All right, number 8, and this kind of goes hand in hand with don't overpack, which was number 1. But make sure that you use a packing list to ensure that you don't forget anything. Now, you don't
Yes.
want to overpack, but we don't want to forget important things either, right?
That's right.
So we want to make sure that you have all the essentials you need, right? Your medication, your identification that you're going to need, things like that. But you want to make sure that you go through that checklist to make sure there's some things that you're not forgetting. You don't want to forget like your phone charger
Yes.
and different cords like that, because that stuff gets expensive to try to buy at the airport.
We have packing videos right here, and I'm gonna also put them in the description box so you can take a look at them. And also, I've just realized that packing cubes work wonders, and we can do an updated video on that if you want to see it. Comment below and let us know.
All right, number 9, and this one really could almost be number 1. I want you to take this one to heart. And this has a lot to do with coming in the day ahead of time, like we told you to.
Oh yeah.
But number 9 is pack your patience on the day 1.
Yes.
Um,
First day cruise blues is what we call it.
we call it the first day blues. Listen, you don't want to be one of those people, right? But there's people that get on board the ship. They just got off an airplane. They're tired. They had got up early. They've been traveling all
They
day.
pushing mom in the wheelchair. They pushing grandma and grandpa in the wheelchair.
So they get on board the ship. They've been doing all that traveling, dragging luggage. They're hungry. They're tired, and
Kids
they
screaming and hollering.
are
They crying.
cranky.
Hmm.
They don't know where they're going, and they're just you'll know who they are.
Yeah, they'll look frustrated. Very frustrated.
So you don't want to be one of those people. So make sure
Yeah.
that you come in a day early. Make sure that you just pack what you need. Make sure that you got everything that you need. Arrive at the port when you're supposed to. You'll come in easy breezy, and you won't have a worry in the world. And don't even pay those cranky people any attention.
Nope, had a force up. Like the force may be with you, like Star Wars.
And number 10 is most important. It is to have fun. Right, try something new that you wouldn't try normally at home. Try some food that you wouldn't normally try. Try an activity that you wouldn't normally try that you could still do within your limitations, of course. But just get out there and try something new and have fun.
You don't know these people. You'll never see them again. 99% of the people, you might meet a friend, but you'll never see these people again. Let your hair down. Get out there and wear your bikini. Wear your gear. Wear your best. You know, we save our best. No, you want to bring your best and wear it, because sometimes you don't get to do that when you're at home, and just have fun.
The overall theme of this video is to plan, right? So the more planning that you do ahead of time, the more relaxation that you'll be able to have while you're doing your trip.
That's right.
Everything will be already taken care of. You won't have to worry about a thing. You can just go out and have fun and do the things that you already planned to do and have a great and wonderful time.
And then start your vacation early. That way you can get the best out of your vacation. And that's why we're here, to help you get the best value for your vacation.
All right, thanks for watching.
Life short.
Have fun.
See the world.
Bye, guys.
Bye.